You've done your dip mani over a builder gel overlay, but it's been on for a few weeks and it's looking a little rough. You might have went on vacation with it, which is what I do with these nails. So they got a bit rough after not taking care of my nails for about 2 weeks. What's up, nail crews? Nicole, your fellow nail obsessed DIYer. Today we are going to talk all about how I remove dip powder over builder gel and then how you do a new overlay. The first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab your e-file and your dust collector. You want to make sure you use a dust collector when you're e-filing either off dip powder or any kind of time that you're using an e-file, because it just sucks up dust and you're not breathing it in, right? And we want to always be careful when we're doing our nails. So I like to run my e-file at about 20 to 22,000 RPMs, and I use my Pana Coarse safety bit to remove the dip, and I actually use it to remove builder gel as well. It is my ride or die go-to bit. I buy usually a couple at a time so that I'm never out of them, and once they start to get dull, I have new ones. Now, my nails are shorter right now, and I only did 2 layers of dip with just a thin layer of builder gel underneath it, so it didn't take me very long to e-file off my dip and my builder gel. Whenever I'm e-filing off my builder gel or dip, I make sure that I'm not pressing too hard into my nails. That's always going to be key when you're using an e-file. If you press too hard with an e-file into your natural nails or even on your overlay, you are going to cause like these heat spikes, and then it can damage your natural nail. So whenever you're using it, you just want to skim the product off the top. So it looks like I'm going pretty fast because I have the video sped up, but I'm actually not going super fast. What I'm making sure I'm doing is continually moving the e-file in one direction, and every time you like move it down your nail, you lift it up slightly. You don't rub it back and forth. When you run it back and forth like that without lifting it up, you risk getting that heat on your nails and then damaging them. Even with dip powder and builder gel on your nails, you can still damage them because you've pressed too hard with it. So your e-file should always constantly be moving. You don't ever want it to be stuck in one position pushing down, and that's what I like to do. And I also like to take the hand that I'm using and use one of my fingers as an anchor on whatever nail I'm removing the product from. So I'm removing product on my left hand, so I use either my ring finger or my pointer or my pinky finger to anchor so that my hands are steady or more steady when I'm removing that powder. When you're using your e-file with your right hand, you want to have it in forwards, and when you're holding the e-file in your left hand, like I'm doing now, you want to have it in reverse. That's going to make sure you're not catching what was called catching, where it like swings around wildly and kind of flies around, the e-file flies around your finger. Something that you also want to make sure you're doing is if you're having to press really hard into your nails, your e-file is likely not up at a high enough speed. Once I remove all the dip powder and then down to like just a minimal layer of builder gel, then I quickly just go around my cuticles with a ball bit. That just cleans up any excess cuticle that's left on there. I like to go with a sanding band. These bands are safe to use on your natural nails, and I am really careful when I get down to my natural nails. Any lifting that I have the builder gel, I make sure I use a sanding band to go around my nails and get off all that lifting. I don't ever clip any builder gel lifting up. I've noticed for me that just makes the builder gel lift even more. So once I've used the sanding band, I go around my nails. I make sure that they are a little bit roughed up on the surface of that, that really thin layer of builder gel that I left. Then I can go through and I take my old gloves off, the fingerless ones that I used. I spray my nails and hands with alcohol to make sure everything's clean. And then I go back in and I put on UV LED gloves. I like to make sure that my hands are protected as much as possible since I'm going to be using a lamp. And I also want to show you what you can do. If you're not comfortable with an e-file, you can get out a glass cuticle pusher and go around your cuticles to remove any excess like this. I made sure that when I was doing it, I got off a little bit of the excess that was kind of stuck there, that I didn't really push, too hard on my e-file. When I'm using my e-file, I try to be really gentle. So once you've gotten off all the excess, you have your UV LED gloves on, then you can go in with your dehydrator. You want to do 1 layer of dehydrator over your entire nails, and that's going to make sure that everything is nice and dry and that you don't have any oils or anything left on your hands. There's no dust or anything like that. Then you want to go with your primer or bond. I like to use a primer. I'm using OG Dip Powder's HEMA Free Primer. I'm really careful about not using HEMA anymore, so So I like to use a HEMA-free primer and make sure my dehydrator is HEMA-free as well. I do 2 layers of the primer. That helps me with adhesion so much better than just 1 layer. When I'm doing builder gel or any kind of gel overlay on my nails, I like to make sure I do dehydrator through primer first. Most people need a layer of gel base under their builder gel for better adhesion of their builder gel, but for me, if I do gel base before builder gel, my nails peel right off. So I'm somebody who has to skip that. But I recommend that most people start with that just because you're probably going to be somebody who does need it. And if for some reason you try it and your nails are peeling and your builder gel is peeling off, then you can try without it. Whenever you're starting with your builder gel, you want to do a slip layer. And what a slip layer is a really thin layer of the builder gel that's meant so that the main bead of builder gel can gently and easily float down your nail. So I just did my slip layer, and then I put a larger bead back towards the back of my nail, kind of push it back towards the back and float it down, concentrating on the apex. When I'm doing my thumb, this is why I'm laughing. When I'm doing my thumb is really big. So I feel like I never put enough builder gel on my thumb at first because it's just so much bigger than my other nails. If you haven't heard me say this, I have really big hands. I've always had really big hands. My really big nails allow for a lot of space for nail art and stuff like that, but I still struggle with how much builder gel to use on my thumbs because I feel like I'm so used to my other nails that are big, but they're not like, I don't know, they're big, but they're not quite as big as my thumb. So anyways, if you have big nails, builder gel is great. Whether you have big nails or small nails or whatever type of nails you have, whatever size nails you have, builder gel is really nice because it just is a good base layer protection that cures hard and keeps them safe and protected. If you want to just leave builder gel on, if you want to do gel polish over top, or if you want to dip over top. You always want to make sure you wipe off any excess gel off your skin before you go and cure. That is really key to trying to avoid gel allergies. And that's something that we all definitely want, right? We do not want to give ourselves a gel allergy. And there are ways that you can go about trying to protect yourself. So one, keeping gel off your skin as much as possible. And then if you do get it on, immediately wiping off. The best thing to wipe off is with acetone, and that really gets it all off. Alcohol is my second choice. Now I had to go back to using alcohol because I found out that I'm allergic to acetone. So if you're starting to break out from acetone, you definitely don't want to keep using it. Now I just use alcohol and make sure that when I'm done with my nails, I spray them really well with alcohol again, and then wash my hands really, really well to make sure I don't have any remnants on it. And I tried using the non-acetone nail polish to go around my cuticles, and it literally made everything lift. My builder gel was lifting off so fast, and I could not think about what did I do different? I did everything the same, but then I realized I was using the non-acetone nail polish. It must have some kind of oil or something in it that was giving me lifting. So back to alcohol it is. You want to make sure that you flip your nail over after you do the main bead of application on your nail and you get the builder gel to where you want it, because when you flip your nail over for at least 10 to 15 seconds, builder gel self-levels, and that is going to help you to build a natural apex. It's going to put the apex in the area that you want it. You'll flash cure each nail before moving to the next one. You flash cure for about 5 to 10 seconds, then you'll fully cure your nails for 60 seconds or whatever the allotted time is, depending on what brand you're using. If you're still struggling with your builder gel application, even after all these tutorials that I'm doing, I have some super exciting news. I have been working for the past 5 months to create nail guides. I'm doing one for builder gel, one for dipping with dip liquids, and then one for dipping with gels. I'll make sure I link it in my bio. It is everything that you could possibly need from start to finish. Start with prep and then ending with removal of your builder gel, and if you would like to also try dip nails too, but we're going to focus on the builder gel for this one. It is over 48 pages. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments, and I cannot wait to help you all with your nail journey. So we're going to go back to this builder gel mani, and once I finish curing, I wipe up all my nails with isopropyl alcohol. Then I can get to filing, shaping, and buffing to make sure the shaping and the thickness is exactly what I like it to be. I don't like it to be very thick since I normally dip over it. Since a bunch of you have asked me if you can do peel base over builder gel that's just been buffed super smooth, I've really been trying to experiment with how many layers, how thick. So I'm going to do a video coming up on the results of that, and I've changed my nails since then. I've changed the shape. I went back down to really short nails. I don't know. for some reason, I just keep wanting to go back to shorties. I ended up leaving these without top coat, and I've really been loving the natural nail look that the builder gel has given me. If you're still struggling with builder gel, make sure you check out my builder gel 101 guide in the description.